Okay, guys, before we start, just give us a couple likes. And if you have any questions, put them in the comment section. Mhm. All right, we're ready.
Good?
Yeah.
Good morning, guys. Saturday, 10 a.m. Markets, like we say every week, getting busier and busier. And now there's a lot of peripheral stuff going on, geopolitical stuff, friction going on in the Middle East. So it just piles on. You got the president talking about we should be cutting rates, and then the Fed governor says it's not time to cut rates. Who's taking sides as far as Iran and as far as Israel? So it's bringing everyone in. It's making the financial markets uncomfortable. And in our opinion is over the last, say, month and a half, the market has gotten itself very comfortable. People say, don't worry, everything is going up. The market is all in. And this is what we ask the group every week. So would you really want to be all in this environment? And I don't think so. And I think the market in April was news sensitive to the upside. Now I think the market is news sensitive to the downside. So as oil is the one that's distracting everybody. People are trying to trade oil off of what's going on. Now, about 10 days ago, 2 Thursdays ago, when we had the first impact, the first bombings, oil had a $10 move. People think that's what's going to happen every time there's a bombing. No, oil went from below 70 to below 80. And now every time we get the news, it has a reaction, but they're not $10 moves no more. Now they're $3 moves and $2 moves and $1 move. And that's when the market does not know how to adjust. This is something I've seen for decades. The first move spooks everybody, and that's what's fresh in their mind. So this is what it causes. If oil, I'm going to give you an example. Oil was trading $70 and some news came out 10 days ago, it went to $80. Now, if news comes out and oil's $70 again, and people buy it and it goes to 72, people go, oh, that's not enough. It's got to go to $80. So even goes to 73, people go, no, it's got more to go. And that's how people get caught the wrong way. Now think of all the news that's coming out now. The news coming out now is pretty much bullish news, okay? Everybody's preparing, people posturing. President Trump is deploying people now. So the news that's coming out is going to be bullish. Oil, if there is anything happens over the next few days, people are going to say, okay, fine, oil is $70. Where is oil now? $74. People are going to go, oh, it's going to $80, $85. So if they buy it all the way up to 75, 76, 77, goes nowhere. What happens? The elevator gets crowded and crowded and crowded. And then if nothing happens, then they're all looking at each other, and then the market could come off. That's what I think is going to happen really soon, because fundamentals take over. We made a clip about a month ago, maybe about 5 or 6 weeks ago, when oil was below $60. We don't usually make a video. This was a long video saying the fundamentals are different. Now, if you're in this environment and oil's below $60, the fundamentals take over. Now you're in this environment, oil is $75, very different scenario. That's what you got to pay attention to, the fundamentals. This is what I do. I've been involved in the oil business for 5 decades. So I understand the spreads, I understand what goes on, I understand the most important thing that we teach in our group, and I think many people have no idea, is knowing how to read a calendar. The calendar tells you so much. Now, what does that mean? Well, if you join the group, or you join the boot camps, or if you belong to the courses that we have, you'll see, because the same exact thing can happen in February and happen in July, and it'll look like you wouldn't know the difference. I'll look at the calendar and say, no, this can cause this and this can cause that. You say, how do you do that? Well, that's what important part about reading the calendar. Okay, let's go to some examples. We're talking about oil because this is, I think, what's going to be the trap. Look at the oil market. And I'm going to just give you an example. Okay, so this, I'm trying to go back on the days. This was 2 Thursdays ago when we had the first news come out. Okay, and it's actually longer because we've run into the different futures month. Straight up. Now you got all this news back and forth, but you don't see these straight up moves no more. Why? Because it's consolidating around here. This is a round value for oil right here. Now, my opinion is if it sits around here, it's fine. But every time you get news, people get bullish and they get long and they get bullish and they get long. And I think they're going to get caught because the bullish news is going to say, think about it. You wait for something to happen and it happens. and you say, okay, beautiful, and nothing happens, and there's too many people sitting in that elevator, someone's going to say, oh, you know what? I think it's already priced in. And then the market could show its position. And that's when you think it could come off. So that's what we're looking at here in oil. So what are we doing? Oil equities. Well, we went short in oil equity this week. We put out a video on it. DVN, Devon Energy. Okay, you say going short in oil equity, a little dangerous here. I don't think so. I think we're okay. It went right to, this is when we made the video. We made the video right here. We said, this is a spot to go short DVN. Why? It went to some good areas that we're waiting for. A little bit of a target there. So if it breathes, it can come off. So we think there's a trade here. We're short Devon Energy. And we think there's a shot of it pulling back to here. So if you can make money, think about it, being short an oil stock, because all we've been all year is long oil stocks. And it's been working for us. This one we went short. And I think we found the one that could come off. So if you can make $3, $4, $5 on a short in an oil stock in this environment, that's what we're looking for. Those are the trades. Why? Because we've been, think about it, if you've been following us all year, if you've been following us for the last 18 months, our favorite oil stock is Valero. Okay, we trade Valero a lot. We trade from the long side, and look how cool that's been. Okay, we won't go short Valero, but we'll go short something like a Devon Energy. Why? Because we read the product market. When everybody's focusing on oil, we look at gasoline, we look at heating oil, we look at the refined products, and that's when we trade Valero off of that, and it's been successful for us. So that's what we're doing in oil.
We got questions from Rita.
Yeah.
Please talk about platinum. What is going on?
Platinum, beautiful, because that's been our wheelhouse, okay? And we've probably about 9 months ago, we said, guys, in the next 6 to 9 months, well, we're in June. Yeah, probably say maybe about 10 months ago, we made videos, we've been live, said there's a fundamental change going on in platinum I haven't seen in a decade. So if platinum does get on people's radar screen, it's going to do something the market hasn't seen. Well, it's doing something the market hasn't seen in a decade, actually almost 15 years now. Look at the price of platinum. And we've been on this the whole way up. Okay, we grabbed our last piece of platinum that we bought was right here. You know where we sold that piece of platinum? Unbelievable. We sold it up here. We quit the same thing. We've made a couple of videos the whole way up. Once it got through here, we said something that I'm not accustomed to saying, but something is different. And when you hear that, I never used to say that line. This is the first time I think I've ever used that line. I said something is different. And it was because the market is adjusting and it doesn't know how to adjust to the price of platinum. I've been trading platinum since the late 80s. So I've seen every trap. I've lost so much money trading platinum and I've made so much money trading platinum, but I recognize the symptoms. So this was the move. If you bought it here and you sold it here, it's a great trade. We made a video right over here. We said, guys, we're not selling anything because now it hit a nerve and look out. And there you go, look out. So we sold all our platinum out. We're looking to put it right back on. I think the price of platinum between now and the end of the year has still got a lot more room on the upside, but now you got to know how to navigate a little bit. And platinum, you got to decide if platinum is on its own or if platinum is sensitive to the market or is it treated as a precious metal. There's 3 different ways to look at platinum. Now, if it's treated as the rest of the market and the stock market and everything is risk off, platinum could pull back. That's why we got out of our platinum. If platinum is looked at as a precious metal, then you watch silver, you watch the price of gold, and it should move in accordance. If it's on its own, which we think it will be on its own, then all those symptoms that people are going to be trading off of are not going to work. And we think that's what's going to make platinum be an event. We think platinum is going to be an event because people don't realize. I think what people are doing, they're trading platinum like saying, oh, you know what? We bought gold, it went up. We bought silver, we're going to buy platinum. They think it's the same thing as buying gold. It is not. Platinum has no fundamentals right now. It has 1/5 of the liquidity, and it doesn't have the interest yet. So if the price of platinum gets on everyone's radar screen globally, we have an event coming up in platinum.
We have another question. Where do you think natural gas is going to go?
Natural gas, right now, people are looking at natural gas, especially this week, because of what's going on in the Middle East. I think that was wrong this week. I think natural gas is becoming weather sensitive, and this is the time of the year. Okay, it's become, think about it immediately, just so where we are up here. We've gone from 70s to 80s. We're going to see 100 degrees in New York one day this week. We had a heat wave in June. Very, very unusual. This is when natural gas has to adjust quickly. So I think natural gas is going to become very weather sensitive. I think what you got to do here, it's going to come off, and then you got to buy it and keep it. Now this is when you get the nervousness of the weather on top of what's going on in the Middle East. So what does it do? It gets the targets. Where's the first target of natural gas? Look at it. Is it a coincidence that it stops in all the right spots? Those lows, those bounces right there, and now it comes off. Now this is natural gas futures. So if it pulls back, it's because this is July natural gas, which pretty much says this is the natural gas we need to turn the air conditioners on and convert electricity. Now that comes off the board at the end of June. Fine. So what do? We look at the other one. This is stuff I've done for 30 years, guys, almost 40 years, trading futures. So now we look at natural gas, but we're going to look at the August contract in natural gas. This is the one that's going to give you a feel. Okay, isn't that a very different chart than the one we just looked at? Okay, so what we think is this can pull back, and then this one you want to buy. You want to buy this one for the summer because I think the market is showing that it's going to become more weather sensitive. And if we happen to have an extreme warm summer, can't be warm, it's got to be hot. And then it's got to be 4 or 5 days. You need the word heat wave, not just heat, to pop up across the country, some of the highly dense areas, and then natural gas can go. So that's the way we look at natural gas right now.
Sal said it pulled back a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, that's why. And we're waiting for more. We're waiting for more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We want to get the July contract off the board, which doesn't come off until the end of the month. And then we're going to look at, like I said, we're looking at August. We want to be long. We're going to buy even UNG. We just want to make sure we're not paying too much. But right now we have UNG on, and we're catching a ride, but we didn't sell anything. We're not looking to sell it. We're looking to find places to accumulate a position.
Randall said, what are your thoughts on the ETF, PPLT ETF for platinum play?
Yeah, you know what? I know what PPLT is. We'd rather stick with SBSW. It's very hard to get platinum exposure equity-wise. That's probably the only other way. In my opinion, is you get more leverage when you trade SBSW. As you can see, I'll give you an example. I think I have them both on here, so it's good that even we say it. Let me know if you see PPL. Yeah, there you go, right here. Okay, now this is only going to show you the difference. Okay, this is PPLT. This is the one you think you're talking about. Okay, look at it, it's incredible, right? It's gone from $90 to $120. Okay, so think about it. That's up. It's gone up 33, 35%. Okay, we want something with more leverage. So we've been trading SBSW.
That we have here in the comments. Thanks. I also have SBSW.
That's the one we want. Okay, and I'm going to show you the difference. Now you can have that. That looks great. But now if you got SBSW, which is right in the middle. Okay, same time frame. Right down here. Okay, same time frame down here. Okay, 3 to almost 3.5 to 7. And that's almost 100% higher. See the leverage? If you put the same dollars to work, you'd be up 33%. Put the same dollars to work, you're up maybe 80, 90%. That's why we'd rather trade ones that give us leverage. PPLT is a great way to be long platinum because there aren't too many ways, but I want leverage out of them when I get involved. And this is probably the only way around it, except trading the futures.
All right, those are the questions that we have right now.
Okay, good. I'm going to go over some ideas. Well, you know what? We explain our ideas. I explained some stocks that I think are going to come lower. And, this is on our radar screen. We're going to talk about it again because we think PLTR is getting ready for a 10, 15 point pullback. We think this was a great setup. Now, think about it. We've been long PLTR, and then we got short PLTR, and it didn't work. So we got out. We don't just sit there and just put things down forever. Now it's setting up to go short again. So if the stock market has a little bit of risk off, we think this one could come off and trade down to here. So we're looking at that one to get short.
We have a question on silver.
Yes.
What are your silver plays?
Silver plays. Well, we cashed in a lot of our silver plays. Okay, we think silver is still the sleeper for the summer, but you got to be able to trade around these. Okay, we had EXK on. Think about it. We had this on. Silver's been good to us, and EXK's been the best. We sold all of our EXK right here. We just sold it out because we think this one can pull back, and we'll start to put it right back on. If you belong to the group, you'll know the spots we're going to put this back on. Think about it. We bought it here, bought it here, bought it here, sold a little piece here until we're going to get to our spot. I mean, I'm not making these up. These lines are real. Guess where our target, sell it out. Again, you take another $1, $1.25, $1.50 out of a $3 stock. We've done that about 5 times in the last 12 months. That's one of them. Another one, Pan American Silver. We cashed out of all of our Pan American Silver. Where do you see this one? We made a clip. You go look at the clip. We made a big clip right here. Make sure I do this right. Right here. I said, listen, I am buying this multiple times. We were adamant. We sold all of our Pan American up here. From here to here. You're talking about what? A month? From here to here. That's the way you trade silver. Now we got out because we think If it's risk off in the market, silver could be risk off, and then it's going to create the opportunity to buy silver for the rest of the summer. So we're looking to put all of these right back on if they pull back. Okay, we're looking to put Pan American on, and if you belong to the group, you'll know where I'm looking to put them on. Okay, I'm not going to show them here. You got to belong to the group. But we're going to have this all back on. But you don't just sit there, all right, I'm going to buy it here. And buy. No, you got to have spots, and you got to have reasons. We have spots, and we have reasons. So if we do what we think is going to happen, by a month from now, we're going to be long again. Pan American Silver, EXK, and silver.
We have someone asking, how do I sign up to your platform?
Okay, let's do it. Let's get it here. All right, this is us. Going here, right?
Mm-hmm. That one.
Okay. This is us, guys. RNTR Trading. You get everything we just talked about. You're on a live chat all day. We're going to go over the website with you. This is how you join. Want beware of copycats. That's what you got to see. Nothing else. No 2 R's in there. No Joe in there. Anything else. A lot of people now, they're trying to piggyback us. And we'll never ask you for money. So the minute someone asks you for money, it's not us. You have to contact us to join. We will get back to you and go through the process. That's how we keep these.
We'll never message you first.
Yes. We keep everybody away this way. We got good deals. It's per monthly. Look at this. Which is, in our opinion, is going to change very soon. Because when I show you the next piece, I think you're going to realize why. So this is where we stand as far as what we do. Now, you know why we're saying this? Okay, I'm going to go quickly to our spreadsheet. That's right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is what we're up for the year, guys. A little lower than that. We're like in the 170s. That's where we're up since January. Okay? Everything is here. Okay? All the trade. Well, think about it. This is what our specialties are. Platinum, Valero. We just talked about this. Copper, Pan American, silver. Okay? Silver, gasoline, crude oil. The stuff that I've had experience. EXK. Here we go. Okay? And what do you see? You see cashing out, cashing out, cashing out. What you see here is, this is the way we, green means we made money, red means we lost money. So when you do all the math, that's what we're up 170-something% for the year. How cool is that? All singles and doubles and stuff that we know. You don't see any big names on here because there's no stories. We traded Tesla twice. Okay, we caught a 50-point move in Tesla. That's about the only big name we see on here. What are we trading? Valero. We're trading uranium, trading orange juice, platinum, gasoline, soybeans, okay, Alcoa. Okay, this is how you make your money. Okay, this is something we've seen and we recognize opportunities. Natural gas. Okay, this is all here. This is how we make our money. Those are real numbers. If you belong to the group or you want to join the group, they'll show you. They're up this. The group is up this. Okay, we don't recommend anything. All we do is tell you what you're looking over my shoulder, and I'm telling you what I'm doing, and then you can do it from there. Okay, this is us. Coffee, Devon Energy, DVN. We just talked about it, right? We said we're going short. We went short DVN. We don't make it up. We went short some DVN. Valero, platinum. You ask us about platinum. Okay, cashed out of our platinum. How cool is that? Natural gas. Think of the questions you just asked. They're all right here. Okay, everything is here. Trading wheat, trading Boeing, gasoline futures again, ConocoPhillips, some silver mines. I told you we got out of our silver selling. We sold EXK. We sold Pan American Silver. Okay, how cool is that? Yeah, just an example. Pan American Silver. Bought it at 22 and change, sold it at 29 and change. I'm not making it up. Okay, and we have more shares. That's just one piece. These are the trades, guys. That's how you get to this. And there's more of them out there. The commodity markets are far from finished. Everything has to recalibrate, in my opinion. Commodities are cheap, but you gotta know when they're cheap. That's why you gotta know the calendar. You gotta understand when to do this. Okay, we think the world is gonna start to reprice commodities while the world is going through transitions in the US, and now while the world is going through transitions globally.
All right, we'll show them the Discord real quick. We have like a minute left.
Oh, okay, Discord.
That one.
This is our Discord chat. This is what you get all day, guys. All day, you see comments all day. Okay, we got a lot of new members over the last month and a half. So we're explaining it because they've never seen this before. Okay, so it's new to them. They come in from other groups and we're getting comments that they've never seen trading like this before. Okay, we're not investors, we're traders. Take advantage of trading environments. So if you're looking to invest, it's probably not for you. If you're looking to trade, if you're looking to invest, you're not going to be making 180%. If you're looking to invest, you make 10, 15, 20%, you're like smiling. If you make 30% trying to trade, you're over the moon. Imagine making this kind, and we're halfway through the year. Last year we made 100%, made 105% last year. So they're there. This is what it is. I do the work. Hey, I tell you when we're doing something. Yeah, there's DVN. I mean, this is all right in front of you. Okay, we're looking at DVN. Okay, we're getting short DVN. I give you a heads up. We all trade the same way. PLTR. Okay, futures. We trade some futures. What do we see here? Thumbs up, hearts. We've been trading futures. You got to see how many futures accounts have been opened this year. I just recommend who I use. People say, who do you use to trade futures? The people at the place that I use, they say, what's going on? It's like a barrage. Everybody wants to trade futures because there's opportunities. Okay, and I understand futures. I've been doing it my whole life. Traded the largest futures book on the planet when I was at Goldman Sachs. Okay, there's nothing about futures, nothing about commodities I probably haven't seen already. Doesn't mean I know, doesn't mean I'm an expert, but anything you see in commodities, I've seen it before. So that's our edge. We take advantage of that. We have chats all day. Okay, questions all day. Okay, see that? People ask all day. Chats. We have a midday clip comes out in the middle of the day every day to adjust. It's like going to a locker room at halftime. We got Guy Adami on Thursday mornings with a webinar. Guys from CNBC. He's also a spokesman for many large firms. He's out there speaking. Comes to us with macro views. He's like a brother. He's part of the team. Okay, we put that together. We try to find trades. It's been working. Guy's been on fire for about 2 years. Whether it's trading Alibaba, whether it's trading Valero, whether it's trading ExxonMobil, whether it's trading the overall stock market. He seems to be locked in. So we do that. We find strategies. This is what we do.
All right. Here. Let's go to the website one more time.
Okay, website.
Yeah, that one.
This is us, guys.
Yeah. So, guys, if you're looking for our link, our URL to sign up for Joe's Trades, he gives us live trades and analysis every day. This is our website. The link is also on YouTube. So if you look at our YouTube page, you'll see our link there. If you guys have any questions, put it in the comment section or send us a message. We'll be more than happy to help. That's it.
If you're doing well, stick with what you're doing. If you want to try to make those numbers, because we think those numbers aren't off the wall. We actually think there's opportunities. And if you're following, you see every week that number changes, 10%, 15%. We were at 100% a month and a half ago. Okay, now people try to make 15% in a year. We're having 10, 15% weeks. Not because we're knocking the cover off the ball, but we're knowing when to make money and we're knowing when not to give it back. That's the edges. All right, I'll see you next Saturday, same time, 10 a.m.